So when we look at this definition, it's very focused on keeping your word or staying in integrity with your actions, like the things you're doing. But it's a very masculine version of integrity, meaning it plays to the side of us that is interested in structure, direction, clarity. It doesn't so much work well when we're talking about the realm of the heart, the realm of the stormy seas, the realm of the direction of the wind, the realm of the feminine. And this has nothing to do with relationship. I'm just talking about the parts of ourselves because we have both pieces, right? There's a part of us, and it's a men's program, so most of us here, I would say, are primarily going to be oriented a little more, if not a lot more, towards direction, structure, clarity than we are towards the truth of our hearts, emotional expression, the winds of the day or the storm of the day. Um, Again, that doesn't there's a huge spectrum. So I'm not saying that you have to be in one camp or another. It's just about where you might be in the spectrum. But integrity, the feminine, right, or the heart's truth, integrity means that you're in integrity with the truth of your heart. Meaning, like, I this doesn't feel good to me, or I'm really upset about this thing. Like, I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm glad. Those don't fit super well into this nice definition that we have. And so there are other layers of integrity. So we have the integrity with our word and with our actions. That would be like layer, not even layer, let's just call it one realm of integrity. It's an important one. And it's one that few people ever achieve mastery over, but is incredibly important um, for the kinds of ambitions that most people in this room have. I would say all of you in this room have. And yet, you could be in full integrity with your word and your actions, and your heart is just aching. It's like the, everything should be going perfectly, and yet your heart is not okay. And this definition could be weaponized as a way to bypass that. And so I'm offering you that another realm of integrity is to be in integrity with the truth of your heart, which could be like, I don't know. I mean, a really good friend of mine just in August, I sat with him in his home. And then he came to an event I ran in Bend, and in Bend, Oregon, he had um, just broken up with his partner. And it was like every fiber of my being was like, what the fuck did you just do, man? I didn't, because I love him and that's not, how I want to live my life. But everything was perfect. Like, she's beautiful. She loved the fuck out of him. Their kids got along. It was going to be this great blended family. Like, everything seemed amazing from a structural integrity and wholeness piece. Like, he felt good. He was well taken care of. She was well loved. Like, so many things. And he's just like, I can't, man. Like, I, it's not there. Like, he was such a stickler for the truth of his own heart. And in the end, I ended up I'm like, man, like he walked away from the relationship. It had been a good couple years they'd been together, um, and he didn't just drop her, but he ended the relationship and bowed and stepped away because he was out of integrity with the truth of his heart. And I could do nothing but just honor and praise him for living in that level of integrity. So there's a whole other realm, right? And men often are not in great integrity with the truths of their hearts, just like me. So, there's another realm. The To go along with that is also it's part of this definition, but reviewing my state and condition deliberately. So being in integrity is not just words and actions, but also like with your state. So all humans, but since I'm talking to a men's group, I'm going to break it down to men. The state we're in, oftentimes, if it's not a good state, like we're triggered or we're stressed or we're like just kind of crunchy, we often don't take responsibility for it. We just kind of ping pong around and vibrate around the world and hope others will just deal with it. And it's a really critical piece of integrity, like to be in integrity with your state and to review your condition and be willing to either remove yourself from a situation or to go in and change your own state so that you could be more available to relate to the world. Right? It could be that you're like, I'm so out of integrity with my state right now. I need to remove myself for a time and go and down regulate. Right? Something like that. It's usually the case for men, right? Um, that's another realm of integrity that I think is really underexplored. Like we'll easily look at things like our words and our actions, and we won't often look at our state. Or maybe you're walking around and you're just kind of like meek and you lack vitality and energy, right? And it could be because you haven't rested, which is not taking responsibility for your state. Or it could be that you've kind of just allowed yourself to be in a funk and you're just willing to let everyone else bear the brunt of your funk, your particular brand of funk. That, in my view, is also out of integrity. Right? Now I just want to offer one. You could start to weave these together because often if your state is if you're out of integrity with your state or your condition, there's probably some unexpressed piece of your heart, generally, right? Like I'm sad, I'm mad, I don't know. Or this is a classic. I'm overjoyed, but I don't want anyone to know. It's like because you can't be exuberant or experience joy and celebration as a man. Not allowed in this realm. Um, so so there are these other pieces. There's the heart. There's your state and condition, and then the last piece that I think is critically important, and it's one that we don't visit often enough, which is it's the being in integrity with your soul's journey. So I'll break that down into non-yogic terms for you, but somewhere along the way, right, your soul, like the core of you, is on a journey. And inside this human life that we have, there are many points along the way where we begin to abandon that. And most people don't feel it until later in life, that they're like, fuck, like I really did, like that wasn't what I came here to do. So, and then they'll often kind of divert trajectory. Others don't discover it until very near death. Others discover it, and they kind of they feel fulfilled in their soul's journey, meaning that what all I mean by that is they die with a sense of completion. Like the human body fades away. Whatever you believe happens afterwards doesn't matter in this group, right? But the human body is gone, and there's a sense of completion. Like I've lived out whatever my destiny was meant to be. And that level of integrity is one that is often incredibly confronting for people to look at. And it's not often talked about, which is why I really wanted to bring it to this group. Because if you want to surf the big waves, you do have to start looking at that question of like, am I on a trajectory right now where I could die complete, where my soul's journey would feel fulfilled? That's the language I'm choosing to use, but I think you get what I mean. Um, and that's a very deep level of integrity, and that does require, to go back to our definition, sometimes changing the course of your life.